change of scenery. What do you think of the backdrop? Pretty awesome. It's actually a side of a stage where I'm on SS3 of the 2019 Darling 200 rally. It's the first time in over 10 years that I haven't been servicing, competing or organising an event, so instead I'm helping out as a road closure official, just maintaining the safety of the rally. The Darling 200's actually changed from its November date, when it's usually very hot, to September, when it's like a 25-degree day, much better. Ahead, 6 special stages, 100 k's competitive for the state entrance, and shorter distance for Clubman, 3 stages, 50 kilometres competitive. There's 1 service for state and unfortunately no service for Clubman in this one. Coming into this rally, it looked like we'd have 3 or 4 cars. For this event, however, we've only got 1. It's Lance and Chris in there running Clubman Masters in the Sylvia. However, with no service, we're instead being officials. With a mix of gravel, some sand, some very narrow sections that are very tight, and also some twisty parts in there, the Darling 200 is going to prove very challenging, particularly as competitors haven't been able to pace note this one first and instead are relying on the organiser's road book. For the second time this year, a 2-wheel drive car started as car 1 on the road. This time it was Raz and Iona Vlad in their Ford Fiesta ST. Some were taking a more tentative approach. And some were just going balls out, showing off to the camera. At the halfway point, the results were a bit interesting. John McCara, while showing a few scars from altercations with the bush, his experience has given him good steed and he's actually leading the rally. Second place, Steve Oxley in his WRX. And third place, Barry McGuinness in his new WRX. Also doing quite well earlier on was Craig Rando in his WRX. Unfortunately, a bit further into this stage from where we are here, he got the car stuck for a while and dropped a considerable amount of time. Now he's running towards the bottom of the leaderboard. The youngest competitor in the event, young Kelly Thomas, co-driven by Dad Dave, struggling a little bit with the Darling 200. Perhaps the combination of road book and some tight twisty roads making things a little bit difficult. Hasn't got the experience yet, still gaining that. In 13th position for most of the rally so far. Stage 2 had a bit of problem, had a flat tyre, resulted in an overshoot and then getting stuck for a little while. However, come stage 3, managed to recover a little bit and has moved up to 12th. So let's see how she goes in the next 3 stages and hope that she can improve the position. In the 2-wheel drive standings, our mate Glenn Alcorn, who's leading the charge in his Mark II Escort, having a huge crack at it through this point in the stage. He's going very well and in 7th position. In the Clubman Masters standings, they've finished their rally now, doing the 3 stages and 50 k's competitive. It turns out that our team, without any assistance from the crew at all, Lance and Chris, they've taken a resounding win in the Clubman Masters, setting the fastest times by a shade over 3 minutes and 14 seconds. So great drive, guys, well done. That wraps up the Clubman Masters Championship for those 2 guys now, so a trophy and a championship to finish off the year. Craig Rando not the only one having trouble earlier on. In stage 2, Terry Hughes and Monique Smith, they put their Daihatsu Charade off the road. It seems like a broken ball joint caused them to have to retire. In the Clubman Cup Series side of the event was actually Anthony Chudley, who changed from state to Clubman for this one. In his Ford Fiesta ST, he's won Clubman by a considerable margin to second placed Steve Vass, who in his Datsun 1600 was having a fair charge when he went past us earlier on. After stage 4, John McCara and co-driver Ross Burton had mechanical and electrical problems, and that caused the retirement. That did change the top of the leaderboard. Barry McGuinness and Steve Wade finished 3rd. Well done, guys. Great drive in the new car. Peter Major and Kim Scray might have been rookies on gravel, but they've got a fair bit of experience on tarmac, and they finished second outright in their Evo. And Makara's retirement elevated Steve Oxley and Michael Wood to first place outright. Glenn Alcorn and Sean McMacken took first two-wheel drive in their Escort. Well done, guys. Great drive. And finishing second two-wheel drive was Raz and Iona Vlad. They had a bit of trouble on stage 6 and the car developed a misfire, which dropped them a little bit of time. Kelly and Dave Thomas too also managed to improve their position, coming up to 11th. So that's it for round 5 of the WA State Rally Championship. Definitely a great idea to move the Darling 200 to September. Much better conditions, both weather and road, so it worked out really well. The final round of the WA Rally Championship is going to be in October in Collie with the Experts Cup. Thanks very much for watching. Appreciate all the support from the channel, especially the comments I've been receiving at some of the events, Scrutineering and Rally, so great to have all that support. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you again soon. Cheers.